Greetings and salutations. I'm Ben. Welcome to the Sunday Night Hang, hosted by Ben. Yep. Can't afford a voiceover. Yep. Welcome one, welcome all. If you're new, please subscribe. New or returning, please give us a thumbs up. We got Randy Crooks on tonight, returning alumni of the Hang, which means he knows how to hang because he's back to hang. I'm not saying he's here as a substitute. More of a relief pitcher. Let's just say, that. The other guy got busy, and we're both a fan of the other guy, and we're not going to throw him under the bus by not being able to. He's busy. So Randy's like, yeah, I'll do it, brother. And I'm like, great, let's do this. So here we are. Welcome, my friend.
Oh, good. I can't see the chat, so you have to help me out with that.
All right. On your laptop, on the right-hand side, do you see a thing that says private chat?
Yep.
Yeah, you toggle that to comments. Right along the top.
Oh, okay. Cool.
There we are. See? Perfect. We fixed one thing tonight. I'm going to do some roll call here. We've got Floop-de-doo in the house. Awesome. B&H commercials suck. Yep. He's not talking Benson and Hedges. Tim Thomas is here. Thomas Santiago is here. Guitar Man 45 is here as well. He's just riding in on the song. Vin's RJ, Magic Man, one of my favorite bass players in the whole wide world, BC Rich 581 in the house. Matthew Stewart, Symmetry, Dan of New Jersey, Janice Lala, Cushman NYC, Other Left, House of Twang, Mickey Suttlemeyer, Charles 75N, JP Page 2, Jack Collins, hope you're doing well, my friend. Billy Baloney, tuning in from Cleveland. Charles 75N, Zach Thong, Paul McNary. Basement Guitar Superstar was in here at noon saying, hey, can't wait to tune in. But I'm like, yeah, you're from Iowa. You don't count. You're just a hometown caller. But hopefully we'll get him back in the chat here. Had a good day. Mahogany is here. Awesome. BC Rich says, I'm no Nikki Six. Thank goodness. We got Tinkerbell in the house. Good to see Tinkerbell in here. Mark Effects. Chris from Coburg. Nice. Got a big old crowd in here. 20 people already. It says they're in there. I'm like, no, I read off easily 20 names. So maybe people just dipped in, said hello, and left, but I can't see them doing that. That's not what you do. That's mingling. That's not hanging. Oh, there's Scott Brockway, because I'm ignoring him again. Fine. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, questions or comments for either of us, tag us, throw some question marks at the front. There's the moderator to the stars, Terry's 333 Gs. Perfect. You put link in the chat. You even put a link to your channel in there, which I think I forgot to put in the channel description. So right on, Terry.
Oh, there's nothing on there. I haven't done anything yet.
But he might. So.
Well, it depends on how ambitious I get. These days when you're pushing retirement, you just kind of don't.
You can commit to it. Definitely, you'll consider possibly thinking about it.
Well, that's been going on for a while.
It's a long thought process. He really likes to think things out and storyboard it first, folks. Could take years of pre-production. Just saying. All right. So Symmetry asks, tell us, for those who don't know, who are you? And what do you do, I'm
a benefits consultant for major companies here in the U.S., providing medical insurance and things of that nature. Other than that, I'm an ex-Marine. I came into guitar a few years ago. I went crazy for a while, starting to slow down.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
as someone who gets random texts, thinking about getting this, and by the time I get a chance to reply, oh, that's cool. Already got it. All right, sure.
Already got it. And I've already traded it off.
Hey, there's Fruitcake Tony with a new screen. Not there. There we are. Fruitcake Tony with the new umlets over the U. I think those are what they call umlets. I dig it.
Hey, Tony.
There's Paul Leonard Ewing. Great to see him in here as well. Yeah, Randy and I came across each other in the YouTubes Man, what? Even 2018?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's when I started watching.
Yeah, which you like, I was gonna say you've been around damn near from the start. Brian from Oregon. He says Semplify. I said brother.
Uncle Sam's Marijuana Club. That's what I like to call it.
Hey, I could be an honorary member of that club.
Yeah, doesn't take much.
Well, I got enough. Hey, AQ Music. There's Basement Guitar Superstar. What's up, Dan? Yeah, good to see Dan here. So, yeah, we came across each other in the chats, and Randy's, you guys know he's a regular, unless he's actually, it's interesting. Randy, I will say you catch 3 out of 4 weekends every month, because other than during COVID severe lockdown, you have an active social life. You're at a party because someone's getting married, or a birthday, or an anniversary,
Or a wake.
around, or or you're going to a show, or you're hanging out with some buds, maybe jamming. I was just like, awesome, because for those who don't know, he and I were texting back and forth. He's like, hey, how's your week been? I'm like, not too shabby, yourself. And yep, he's social. He's a social butterfly, folks.
Yeah, my wings are out at the cleaners though.
Hey, Randy Upchurch is here, and Rhodey's Jam Cave, and John ZD351 says, I'm typing a comment. There's John DeShane. Made pork chops, John. He always asks.
And then Dan from Basement Guitar Superstars, you should reach out to me. I've got something to talk to you about professional music that you may not know about.
There we are. All right. Magic Man just wants to point out, so a Les Paul with P90s through a Rockerverb MK3 or MKIII, I think it's MK3, is tone heaven. Just saying. I could see where you can get some great going on in there. There's Mojo 67, Eddie Van Haskell. Basement Guitar Superstar says, Randy, email me.
Will do.
There we are.
And then Charles 75N asked what my number one guitar, amp, and pedal are.
Depends on what day of the week it is.
Depends on what's new, actually.
Yep.
As far as the pedal, it's this right now. The dark side.
Ah, yes. That's a Keeley.
Keeley.
Yeah. That's a good pedal.
Yeah, and
kind of your Pink Floyd in the box.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that
What's up, Dave Ennis?
I like the fuzz on this pedal better than I like the fuzz on my Big Muff.
Well, two different. I think the one, and that would be more of a fuzz face, I think. Don't shoot the messenger, folks. Correct me if I'm wrong. David Gilmour's fuzz of choice was, because we know there's going to be at least one Gilmour head in here. I want to say it was a fuzz face, but I could be wrong.
I've never seen a gear a run rig down on him.
That pedal, but I've played another one just like it.
But the fuzz on this, it has a little toggle switch where you can go flat, full, and then you can scoop the fuzz.
That's cool.
And then a rotary flange where you can blend it in between the two.
Jane says. Okay, so you like that better than, your Big Muff. Okay, and the Ramshead Big Muff, which is a nice Big Muff, let's be honest. Ramshead's a nice circuit. That would make sense. Hey, Keith H. Let's see. Have you ever pulled out the claw screws out when using the bar? Do you have to go buy 2 bigger screws or send it back asking for a friend? You could dowel it and re-drill it. But that's... sounds like you got some dry rot in the old guitar. If you're doing the dive bomb, it just pulls the claw right out. Yeah, either that or those screws were just barely in there.
Or too small.
Or too small. There's a variety of fixes. Or you could go oversized, depending on the dam. Or you could dowel it, or you could return it. Pine beetle could be John DeShane. Is it a pine body? Could be a pine beetle.
Could be termites if your house is infested.
All right. Mayhem's texting in that have a great show. Well, I'm not going to answer you because I'm having a great show. Enough. Yeah, okay, photos. Yeah, I can just imagine what those photos are. We'll wait a little longer in the stream before showing off those photos. Right, it's Christmas trees. Just saying. Yeah, Christmas trees. We'll call it that. Because it is like Christmas when you chop one down.
That is a rumor.
Over tightened at one time, it's like, that's possible symmetry. Nice. 35 people watching. Thanks everybody for tuning in. More people are dipping in. I like this. Yeah. Not a rush. Cheers to you, Magic Man. Chris Coburg says, Dear Canada Post, where's my nice drive, eh? It's been 12 days sitting in one spot and rant over. Yeah, that's not right, because I got my latest LPD piece in. Channel members and patrons, I'm sure, already saw that video. It was Amanda's first video. It was an unboxing that she took over, invaded, if you will. Mail fraud. Yep.
When did that video come out? Was that over the weekend?
It arrived on Friday. Friday.
Oh, okay. So after Phil was over, I kind of shut down YouTube for the night.
Yeah,
so,
I missed his show live because
you were dropping Amanda off.
I was, and then we made the video, and then oh, look at this. Hang on, let's present. How do we do that? Solo layout. That's it. Look at that burst. It's all greeny goodness.
Yeah, and there's no shine finish on this at all.
No, satin finish, right?
Yeah, you could call it satin. It's almost like there's not any finish. They just stained the wood and left it, but it kind of feels like that.
Ah, well, happy pre-birthday to Zach Thong. His birthday is tomorrow. Excuse me.
The nice thing
on the wait list for the nice drive, eh? Nice.
Then, of course, this has P90 in the neck, Tele bridge, and you can do series and parallel with a push-pull. So, a variety of tunes on this.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to learn how to play them is all.
Well, details. What? I don't need that. I was going to say. So, that's what Gear Junk 35 is talking about. If you'd like to get on the pre-order list of one of these pedals, you can click on the link in the chat. Hi, Amanda, aka Sis. To get pre-order, I think we're getting close to halfway through on the pre-orders.
How many pre-orders you need?
We don't need. We're doing 30. Apparently, Lawrence already ordered the parts. Well, sorry, we're not doing 30. We're going to do 29. Because I got to send one to a YouTuber to do the demo thing. Because, that's how it works. I'm on that side of things. So we got to fire one off to a random YouTuber to do a demo, make lots of views. People go, ooh, I like that.
In what kind of circuit or is that based on?
It is based on the Choya Boost. Hey, Stephen Douglas, which is like a Class A tube amp. I guess it's not really tweedy, but it could get you tweedy if you wanted. I suppose if you cut out some bass and stuff, but it's a lot of headroom. It's a loud pedal, the loudest pedal I own, and I dig it. But it's really great for pushing it. You put an amp like that Edge of Breakup on a tube amp, and you hit it with that thing. You're like, oh, okay. It just makes it sizzle. It's like a Klon, but better, folks, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I
might have to get on that list.
I'm just saying, you can have your Klon at $5,000, but that $180, and it's better. I'll make that claim. Lawrence can't make that claim. I'll make that claim. Hey, Terry Himes. Yeah, it's better than a Klon. What can I say? Your Junkie 35 says my 87 is lonely. That thing is great to push it over the top. push the red channel a little over time, like you want that little extra sizzle for like your palm mutes and stuff. Mm-hmm. The Carvin would love it. All good, sis. I'll see my sister in the morning because she works tomorrow. Which reminds me, I got
you have to take your sister to work?
What's that?
You take your sister to work then?
I do. I get to do all the shuttling. Hey, Craig Tomlinson.
Well, you're a good brother.
I do what I can. You'll be at the house. Well, yeah, that makes sense because Kenzie's there to walk Sam to the bus. So there we are. Yeah, I was going to say I got a couple videos coming up that'll end up going on Patreon this week, as a heads up, folks, and channel members both, because they're not music related at all. Just a couple random videos. I do a taste testing. Yep. So
what are you tasting?
Well, then I give it away. It's a secret. It's a secret. It's a secret. It's just a nice little video, little extra. I'm trying to, obviously ramp up the content to make it more payback, for those who do support the channel. So a little more and more content.
Cool.
Mojo67 took advantage of that flash sale. Yeah, I think, what is that, $20 or 20%? Or there's a 20 involved off LPD 68s, like one day only through the old email blast. Not available at 9 a.m., Terry. 9:20 a.m. To be honest with you. Canuck version Chinese food. Chinese food. Yep. Chinese food. Which isn't really Chinese food. It's not real Chinese food, but it's Chinese food.
It's only Chinese food if you're in China. If you think about it.
They just call it food. There's the sexiest metalhead this side of the Mississippi. Boner Jams himself in the house. $159. Wow, that's a nice deal. So yeah, that'll be. I think that's $20 off. Maybe, I don't know. 6 a.m. in Vancouver. Exactly. Yeah, that. I'm driving that time of day, but I'm not arriving by that time because it takes me 20 plus minutes to get to her place. What's up, Blackjack Guitar?
So my question to Symmetry here is that he's not interested in tellies.
Mm-hmm.
What is the reason that you're not interested in tellies?
Okay, so I'm interested to see if JD's new telly will change my mind. He ain't gonna hurt, so should be good. Never been impressed by tellies. Well, I know they can be a little hard to play. You got to fight them a little at times, but I like that.
Well, you should take a look at this PT.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe is Symmetry more of a humbucker guy? Because then you get a humbucker telly. Problem solved. Because everybody needs a telly.
And
I mean, it's a humbucker telly that's got the toil cap, or the coil tap, or both. Get one of those. That's what I have on my humbucker telly, and man, I use it a lot.
Yeah, and I mean this special I have, it has the arm curve on it and the belly cut, and
yeah, I have.
It's got the P90 and the
arm cut on my signature one. I got the belly cut on my Mexican one. I got no cuts on the vintage ones.
Yeah, or the thin lines. I don't have one on those either.
Oh, that sucks, Amanda.
I wasn't a very big fan of tellies until I bought my first one.
I'm partially responsible for that. He texted me one day, should I get a telly? Yep.
That's true. It's true.
Yep. What should I know about it? Doesn't matter. Just get it.
You'll love it.
John Shane has a telly inbound. Nice. Single. Nothing wrong with that. That's classic. He says, just kind of remind me of an old four-door coupe, practical but not sexy. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like your inline 6 powered pickup truck. You know what I mean? It's not even a V8 powered pickup truck, Randy. But you know, you got an inline 6 that won't die. It's nothing fancy,
I could
but it
see
gets the
that.
job done.
I could definitely see that. But you know, when I first started, I wanted like Les Pauls and you know those Gibson type guitars. So I got the studio Gibson Les Paul. It's one of those faded cherry ones.
Sure, great guitar.
I didn't get along with it. I had my Epiphone, which I kept, which I got
Telecaster for Prime Minister. That works for me. I'm down with that.
And then I got the SG Gibson, and I just couldn't play that the way it was set up. So that one went. And then
Billy Baloney says, when I was younger, I hated Tellies. Now they're my go-to guitar. Yeah.
No kidding. They're all you need in a guitar, really. If you happen to break the neck, you can just replace it. It's
Magic
nice.
Man. There you go, Magic Man. It is my Reno Fin.
Now, does that come with that kill switch in it, or did you put it in yourself?
Well, I put it in myself, and then it became, I'm like, hey. I called up Travis, and well, I texted him. Who calls each other? Well, Randy and me talk to each other on the phone. Who am I kidding? But yeah, once I installed it, I was just like, yeah, this is going to my signature guitar. You know, I'm like, if you need any, just either hit me up or hit up Rob at Tesi, you know, and just tell him who you are, and he'll hook you up. What's up, RJ? RJ Ronquillo in the chat. And Brad Guitar Miller in the chat. He hasn't found his ideal telly yet. You will. You will, Brad. Although you got refined taste, you might need to get yourself a custom shop or something, which I wouldn't do. Get a Relic ready. But that'll be the one for you. You can do a lot on telly, just saying. By the way, if you haven't been following Brad Guitar Miller on Instagram, shame. Because he's put out an epic video series that just to burn my ass for a week and a half. So the epic international tour of the Cascade Reverb. Yep. Finally made it. Finally. But I want to thank everybody that contributed to that series, because that, as much as it was taking me off, it was cracking me up. So I really enjoyed it. And RJ did one, Aaron from Elvis Band. Of course, Brad put it all together. He did some stuff too.
And
great Randy.
Dan, yes, that Chapman that you own, Telly style, that does count.
Ooh, I Rock Zed Blues, because he's watching Canadian channel. I Rock Zed Blues says my telly is HSS. Love it, especially the lipstick. So you got like a Nashville telly, like a Strat pickup in the middle, or is it a modern player? I just realized that fret is sharp on the end, but it's the very last fret, and I never play here. I don't get up there. I go up, as you can see by the wear, I don't get much past the 15th fret. That's kind of it. I'm more in that territory. I like the middle of the fretboard.
It's a good place to be.
Yep. Michael Easter says, I'm a Strat guy with no Strat. Got a telly and a gem. Dang.
Well, that covers both. You know, I was at the guitar shop Saturday, and I've been toying around with the idea of getting a bass. I just about got one on Saturday. There's an Ibanez, you know, just one of those starter basses.
Sure.
I just about walked out of there with that.
My sister was asking about a bass. kind of threw me under the bus. She's like, I'd like a bass. Big brother. Oh. I got you a bass. I got 2 basses sitting right here. I only need one. So we got this one that she could have if she wants. This is a lot of bass. It needs to be cleaned. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, that's a lot of bass.
Yeah, it's what is it?
Ibanez sound gear.
It's a sound gear like a 1300 or something, which is 4-band EQ because you need that built into a bass, I guess.
Active pickups.
Could be active. I don't know. It might just look active.
Well, if you're not finding a battery compartment, then it wouldn't be.
Yeah. So, yeah. I owned this. I bought it off a guy, then sold it back to him, then got it off him again. It's got an arm relief and a belly cut. Not that it really needs it. It is bolt-on, but it's got some wicked access. So you can get it all up there if you want to. 24 frets, because, you need a bass with 24 frets, Randy. I'm just saying.
We got to cover that low spectrum.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. So, yeah, she's cool. And green. Who doesn't like a green bass? Right, BC Rich 581? Got a Squire Bullet he was messing around. Just realized this thing's got flat wounds on it.
Oh, and then a couple of weeks ago, I got this Boss Reverb, the RV6. It's got that shimmer mode on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have to try to play a chord and it sounds good. I can play bad notes and everything. That shimmer just takes over.
Sure.
Almost like auto-tune.
All right, just missed a bunch of the chat here. Scrolling back. Mojo67 just recently got Texas Toast Daily Driver. Nice. Which is kind of their Tele-esque. Tiny burst Tele, and it's sexy as Duncan broadcaster pickups. Very cool. Terry's had a variety of Ibanez basses. Nice. Magic Man needs a bass as well. Nice.
15 basses.
Hey, Taylor 315. Is that an unfinished neck on my Tele? Yeah, my signature Tele is completely raw neck. The only paint is on the headstock for some reason. He said it's for the decal to keep it from flaking away in a wind or something. I don't know. He wanted to seal it probably. I'm like, as long as you don't get any on the fretboard or the neck. He's like, wait, you don't even want the fretboard finished? I was like, no. Want it all raw. That's why I'm like, oh, that Eddie guy seemed to like a raw neck, and he seems pretty good. Let's go for one of those. And so we did. Plus, it cuts down on manufacturing cost. Just saying.
And did it make you play like Eddie?
Hell no. I just blame it on it because Eddie didn't play Teles a lot.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I've never seen him with a Tele.
I have. Wait, was it a Tele or was it an Esquire? He was playing Chrissy Hines, sitting in with the Pretenders. There's some photos of that. I think he also had another Telecaster shaped guitar, but I don't think it was a Tele. Hey, Jason Lindholm. Good to see you, my friend. Nick KB Music. Guitar Man 65 says he's looking into getting an original 60s Tele. Very cool. You do have a bit of variance, depending both financially and neckily. Is that a word? Sure. Depending on which year in the 60s, because the 60s cover early 60s, you're paying basically 50s prices these days because it's pre-CBS. Then you have your post-CBS, which the first few years are still really nice. Then by 70, they say it's a little less. I don't know. I think it's 72, 73. So that's when they went to the 3-bolt neck, because I got a 71 and it's a 4-bolt neck. But the necks are right in the middle. A little chunkier than today's Players series. A little. And by chunkier, just overall, like they just didn't quite sand it as much. It's a little rounder. Yeah, other than that. But it's not it's not a super small neck. It's not a super... Oh, why don't we grab one and show them? All right, there we are. Yeah, so it's not a super thick neck by any means. You can always tell. The good way to tell is watch how much the headstock dips back from the neck. If it's straight across, that's a thick neck. If there's a big step, it's a thin neck. That's easy. I can tell right away. Just look at that transition. Yeah,
makes a lot of sense.
Yep, just that little bit of kick out, because that's where it all is. Because they all start the same. They all start straight across. And I played a few that are I'm like, that doesn't kick back at all. Like JJ, he's got a Telly with a huge neck. Still a great playing Telly though, and I got used to it within 5 minutes.
Well, that's one of the benefits of having multiple guitars. Is if you play them all, you never get set on just one feeling.
So true. I agree on that. I keep forgetting how sweet this neck feels. It's just so broken in. So it's not coming through the contrast, but yeah, there's like a lot of finish missing on the back of that neck. Yeah, it's getting washed out.
A lot of DNA there, it looks like.
I removed most of the DNA at one time, and I should know it did lose some mojo, but it's slowly coming back. Hey, Milt. Any thoughts on the Gibson/Raleigh investment opportunity? Yeah, I don't invest in guitars I can't play.
I would look at that like driving by a casino and throwing money at it, because I don't think that would pay out, especially if you got a bunch of people going in on one guitar.
And those that are newer to the channel, this was purchased new by my dad. It's a 67. So you got the black logo. He was a rhythm player, as you can tell. There's no wear. And for some reason, I don't have the same acidic value, because I've been playing up in the upper. Like, there should be wear up in here at least, and there's none. So, compared to the amount of hours he put on it. So, although he put a lot of hours on this thing, like hundreds of gigs, hundreds of practices, hundreds of jams.
Okay, so a few months ago, I did a 4-guitar trade. That's part of how I got the dark side. And then I got this 12-string. There we go.
This was in drop D.
Washburn.
Oh, yes, the Washburn 12, yes.
Oh, man. I think I may need to have the saddle brought down a little bit, because the axis seems a little high on it.
Sure.
But it does sound good.
Nice.
So how is international travel there now?
Hassle.
Wasn't it a hassle anyway?
I think you can do it, but it's hassle. It's just such a hassle. It's like, oh, you gotta have a test done within amount of this time, and then we show up and we don't care if you got the test. We'll test it ourselves, and you gotta wait a day and a half for your flight. And the chance of me flying anytime soon is next to nil. Just because I hate flying to begin with. Because guess what? I like to vape. There's no place in the airport to vape, and you got to be there like for the international flight. Well, you got to be there 2.5, 3 hours. Well, guess what?
Well,
You do not want to see me without nicotine for 3.5 hours, because then I got to take a flight, and then there's a layover, and then like the NAM trips it's hell. That's what I'm saying. I chew a lot of nicotine gum, which gives me the hiccups and makes me ornery, and I just vape in most airports, and I don't give a rat's ass.
well, I
So I
smoke.
just want to drive everywhere. That's why I want a van, so I can just drive. I'll drive out to California. Just take 4 or 5 days to do it.
So I smoke, and I don't foresee that stopping anytime soon.
Yeah, exactly. Same deal. It's such a hassle.
But you have to go outside to smoke at an airport, and then you have to go through all that shit to get back into the airport, all the security again.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're back to square one.
Now, there were a couple of airports when I was flying where they actually had smoking areas that you didn't have to go through customs and security and all of that. And in France, when I was in Charles de Gaulle Airport in France, they had little smoking stations throughout the terminals, all enclosed.
Yeah. Yep.
Why don't they do that?
Well, I remember prior to flying out for NAM, the last time I had flown was in the 90s, right? So already Canadian flights were non-smoking, but it was like every airport had a bar, and you could smoke in the bar.
Yeah.
And for us, because I was in that weird age where I could legally smoke, but I couldn't legally drink. So it was like, for instance, I remember we were having a half-hour. This was the great thing about flying in the 90s. I had a half-hour layover in Cleveland. I had enough time to get off the plane, run down, and I did literally jog down to the bar, but I couldn't get into the bar. So they allowed me to stand at the entrance to the bar to smoke. So it's like with it. If you one hand in, you're kind of there. So they're like, yeah, whatever, do that. So had 2 smokes and still managed to hop back on the plane for the next jaunt.
Well, that's nice at some of those smaller airports. I mean, I've been in some big ones where you have to take like little shuttle trains from one terminal to the next.
Yeah,
almost all the sidewalks move.
Oh. That was, last trip out to Cali. I had a brief, I had to hoof it basically across O'Hare. It was like, oh, the terminal you need is on the other side of the runways. So you got to do the whole underground moving sidewalk thing. And I'm just like, holy crap. I just sucked. I was just hoofing. I was out of breath. I was ragged.
Yeah, and then, strange thing that ever happened to me in the airport when I was in the Marine Corps. I was coming back on leave from Hawaii, and I'm at the LAX airport. And back at this time, the Hare Krishnas were still out passing around all the paperwork and doing the tambourines and the finger chimes and all of that.
That was part of flight travel, right, Randy? You dressed up, looking nice, and there was Hare Krishnas at the airport.
Well, I was coming home on leave, so I was in jeans and whatever. But they had all the tile going through the walkways and everything, and then there's carpeted areas where you go to sit. The Hare Krishnas couldn't come off the tile, so they would just sit there and wait. And I was like, I'd walk up to there and kind of get ready to step out, and I'd go sit back down. Or I'd run across from one carpeted area to another real quick, and they're following me and all that stuff. And it was just odd, when you're 18, 19 years old and you're going through all this stuff.
Yeah.
And, I'd seen all the shows on TV because the Hare Krishnas are not here in Iowa, or at least not outwardly anyway.
Right.
So that was my fun when I was coming back from Hawaii.
Doug asked if you have to be vaccinated to travel in Canada. I think as of Tuesday, yes. A lot of that takes effect on Tuesday, I think. Stalker Hare Krishnas? Yep, it happens.
And then, like, at least for a brief time period, one of the most famous ones is George Harrison.
Yeah, and I agree. Snacks and drink on a flight is the only time to go without a mask, and the passengers get pretty. Yeah, assuming you get a drink. Well, you can get a drink, but a snack, but it's like nothing's included anymore. Remember, you used to get an in-flight meal. Now, you fly across country, they give you. Well, you want a bag of peanuts for $5? No, I don't. I bring my own food. They don't like it, but there's ways around the rules and certain sizes. You can pack a lot of granola bars in the old overhead compartment bag. I'm just saying. And fun fact, don't spend $20 on a special drink or something. Just go to the liquor store, get your little, as we know them as, airline bottles. Guess what? You can bring like 8 of them on a flight with you because they're all under 100 mil. Just saying.
So they stop you at 8, huh?
I think it was 8. I don't know. I had 4 on me each way. I had whiskey on the way out and Bailey's on the way back because it was a morning flight. So I'm like, I'll take the complimentary coffee because that's like one of the few, soft drinks or complimentary or whatever. So like, I'll take a coffee and just pull out the old Bailey's out of the pocket. People sitting next to me are like, they didn't know whether to report me or think I was a genius.
I think a little bit of both. Wanted to turn you in because you were a genius and figured that out, and they didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually end up eating at the airport beforehand. It's like smuggling candy into the theater. Exactly.
Yeah, but you don't have to go through a TA security for that, though, to go into a movie theater.
No.
But at the
yeah, you just have them in your carry-on bag, and then you take them out of the bag before you board. Just stick a couple in your pockets. Good to go. Edibles are easy, especially if you eat them beforehand. Done that. Especially when I knew my first leg was back from California to Chicago. I'm like, I have a long time to sober up between here and Chicago.
Or at least to mellow out.
Yeah.
Charles is asking.
What licks are you on your noodle list?
What
kind of stuff you're working on lately?
A lot of it.
Say that. What kind of stuff are you working on? Because that ends up being the noodle list, right? You're like, I've been kind of fooling around with this lately.
Well, I just kind of fool around with chord progressions a lot, but Layla, I've been working on. Purple Haze. Lion Eyes by the Eagles is another one. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of them. It's the most recent one. I subscribe to Marty Music, so whatever the last one is. Steeler's Wheel, Stuck in the Middle with You.
Great track.
Yeah. Every time I hear that, I think of that movie, Reservoir Dogs.
It's funny, John mentions bringing like salami, cheese, and crackers on a flight. I get it. I remember when I got redirected, I was trapped in San Francisco, and they got me onto a flight to Ontario. You can totally tell it was a commuter flight. Everybody brought like takeout on board the flight. Everybody spread out because everybody had their own group of 2 or 3 seats to themselves. And everybody had takeout containers eating full meals on this half-hour flight or whatever the hell it was. It wasn't that long. It was treacherous. I do not recommend flying into Ontario, California. There is a wicked crosswind.
Oh, then another one that is BTO. Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. I've been working on too.
Ooh, great track.
Love those guys.
Good Canadian band. Symmetry says the best travel food ever. JD. Sure. I had Crown Royal. Because that's what was... Our liquor stores around here suck. They didn't carry the little airline bottles. I literally bought all the airline bottles they had, which was Crown Royal and I think some tequila. I'm like, sure. I'll just drink it straight.
I don't know about tequila straight. I like the silver tequilas if I'm doing that. and I like
That's
to
what it
chill
was.
it.
Oh no, she was nice body temperature sitting in my pocket for 2 hours, Randy. It was like drinking battery acid. I almost coughed. I had water chaser with me.
Well, as long as you have that.
Yep.
But when I do tequila, I like the higher end tequilas because I don't have to do the salt and the lime with them. You know, you just chill it.
I just got into I drink it straight tequila. I think it's because I had a hip flask for a long time, and tequila was a lot of go-tos. Tequila or vodka in it.
See, I can drink certain vodka drinks. I can have a vodka martini, but I don't normally drink vodka.
I drink it's just orange juice, vodka and orange juice. I do enjoy a screwdriver on occasion. That's usually when I'm feeling ill at a show. I'll just drink screwdrivers. It's like medicine, right? Sure.
Well, it certainly has that antiseptic smell to it.
That's true. Where was it? Oh, the Gibson show at NAMM. That was the Gibson party at NAMM. That was the last time I think I drank screwdrivers because we flew in the day before. Yeah, we must have got in the day before, and then I was feeling a little run down. So I'm like, hey, I don't want to get sick with Namthrax, so I'll just drink the old screwdrivers. Because I just walked up to the bartender and I'm like, you got orange juice? I'm like, yep. I'm like, sweet, because they had a nice bar set up. It wasn't just here's beer and like Coke and ginger ale as your two mixes for hard liquor. They were making cocktails even, I think. I don't know. It seemed fancy.
Oh, no kidding.
Vodka and orange crush. I gotta try that. Does Fanta orange work? I got a case of Fanta orange. Do I have any vodka?
I think I've done vodka and Tang once or twice.
Shine does not mix well, Milt. It does not mix. I have tried mixing Shine with a variety of things, and I've yet to find something that mixes well with. It does not play well with others. You just got to drink it straight and have a chaser. That's the key. Zach Thong says, Randy, check out Steven Still's song, Treetop Flyer.
What album is that from, Zach? So I always end up buying the CDs or the albums.
Exactly, Michael Krause. How about more Shine? Yep. Guitarman 45 says, last time I drank screwdrivers was in Windsor in an adult bar I don't remember the name of in the 80s. Yep. Buzz, I agree. Everything does go well with Orange Crush. Pretty much.
You know, Orange Crush
that's insane.
Is supposed to have the highest caffeine content of all the sodas out there.
Oh, I don't know. Mountain Dew might be higher. I don't know. Hey, Adam D. Vodka and blueberry juice. That could be interesting. Vodka and cranberry, of course.
There is a blueberry vodka that I drank once that I rather enjoyed.
I bet you vodka and that Ocean Spray cran grape would be good.
My wife does that quite a bit.
Gin doesn't mix well with anything. Nope. Gin, that's just nasty. I cannot drink that stuff at all. My ex used to drink gin. Ugh. The only thing cool about gin is if you do a gin and tonic and you're at a place with black lights, it glows in the dark. So it looks like you're drinking some kind of Star Wars drink. It's the only cool thing about it. Only cool thing.
So my wife went on this trip to Michigan, and she brought me back a 6-pack of this anyway, whatever it is, some microbrewery around there.
Oh yeah.
So I'm trying these tonight.
Nice. I'm rocking the blue, of course. Picked up a fresh 30-pack a couple of weeks ago, so we're still working through her.
Well, normally it would have been rum and Coke, but I just didn't feel like having rum and Coke today.
Watermelon vodka. That does sound appetizing, Mojos. I had a watermelon Mountain Dew a couple months ago. It was good. I really enjoyed that. I was like, oh, I could mix this with stuff. Guitar Man 45 asks, where in Michigan?
She went up to the Upper Peninsula. She's all over. She had a week out there, and
She went up
she'd
here.
drive one place and stay, and drive one place and stay, and she was all over. She's out there looking for rocks.
Hello, Lucky Sevens band. Have you ever heard of Dr. Harry Buells? Nope, I have not. What kind of music do they do?
I haven't heard of him.
What's up, Dwight Bailey? I've heard of his music. Dwight Bailey's music. He's the
Oh, yeah. Dwight does some interesting stuff.
Seeing a few choices of whiskeys here. We got your Maker's Mark. You got your Wild Turkey. I'm a bourbon person. Zach follows up Stephen Stills' album live at Shepherd's Bush.
We'll have to locate that one and get that one. I love Stephen Stills.
He's pretty good.
Back in the 70s, I had his solo album where he did half acoustic, half electric.
Nice.
I don't remember the name of it.
Back when you could get away with doing an album like that.
Oh, no kidding. But he was coming off of the Crosby, Stills, Nash, Young, Buffalo, Springfield, and all of that.
Sure.
They pretty much gave him a blank check and let him go do what you want.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much if you have two successful acts, you can pretty much, especially at that time, here's a 3-album deal. Do whatever you want. I'm sure it'll sell.
Right. And then, and then that band was set up to have people just go in and out of it anyway.
Sure. Yep, whatever good players are available.
Have you seen that Black Sabbath thing, Back to the End or something like that? Their last tour where they ended up in Birmingham.
I have not. I'll have to check that out.
It's on Access TV. It's been showing.
Hey, Kurt5150 and Dale Boyle Music. Have you tried the Fender Tone Master Deluxe Reverb Blonde? I have not tried the Blonde. I have tried the Tone Master Deluxe. It was it was pretty good. It's not quite the same, but it's pretty good. A lot lighter. We'll say that. It's pretty decent.
Well, your roadie will certainly thank you.
Yeah. Unfucking believable ass. New gear. Speaking of roadies, there's Mark Taft. Right there. See, you said the R word, Randy, and he just magically appears. That's the sign of a good roadie. Roadie? Poof.
He just knows.
Poof. And a cloud of green smoke appears. New gear. I finally got this.
Oh, you did get it finally.
Yeah, that came in on Friday. I did something I never do, Randy. I plugged it in, and I played for 2 hours.
Okay, and didn't think about it?
The end of Phil's show when I got home. Because I got home, I plugged this in and played for 2 hours.
That's great.
Yeah. I've never played a reverb like this. I've never been able, like you were talking with the shimmer. Like I can do an infinite reverb with it, which is really cool. I really get my Larry Mitchell on now, which is really nice. Just saying. Yeah, I've already kind of played around with, and it's very versatile. Hey, Dead Jazz Society, hello, welcome to the channel. Yeah, I started like playing songs that I've been working on for a while, and I was just like, ooh, I could do this with it. Nice. And especially with the blend, aka the level, it's really cool because you can have that infinity if you want, but it's there in the background. It's not, over top of everything you're playing. You can just in the background, if you will. So yeah, it's really cool. And I was surprised too how much like retro, almost rockabilly you can do with a plate reverb. I thought it'd be all spring, but no, you can get some depth.
That's always cool.
Billy Baloney just got the HX Oceans 11. Nice. I've not opened this up, but I thought I heard a little. Yeah, there's something. I'm like, did he go and put another battery clip, or did Brad Miller hide something in there? I don't know. I'm afraid to open it because it works.
As long as it works, you don't need to open it.
Exactly. It went down on the floor, and I was using it along with the chorus, and then a variety of dirt into it. I really like the 4-knob Vermin into it. I was getting some really cool tones, which is like a rat into it, but with the gain back down or whatever, the distortion. I don't know what he calls it. Gain, probably gain. I don't know. There's no plate on it. Why are you looking over there? Do I have the plate over here that I can cheat? Where's my cheat sheet? Oh, that's the luster. That doesn't work because I don't own a luster. I own a hayseed. That's what it was called when it was sent to me. That's why the plate's not on it.
So once you get all of Lawrence's pedals, are you going to start dumping off all the other ones you have?
I've already started dumping off pedals, actually. Yeah. It's the only ones I really use are the Lawrence pedals. Drive, it's called. See, there's the faceplate. This will be out at the end of the year, folks. Fretlove Midnight, hello. It says trade in a Glary, an Earthquaker Devices Plumes, a Jam Rattler, and a Timmy for an Epi 335 Pro from 2017. Nice. Very cool. Guitarman 45 got a Headrush MX5 last week. Very cool. That's a serious piece of kit. Geez, PC Rich went 3 hours playing today. Dang. It's not ticking, but there's a slight rattle. And since I mentioned it, I don't see Brad making a comment. So great. No. And I don't have a screwdriver in the
today. I played golf this morning. Came home, took a nap, ate, and then came here. So I haven't really had a chance to pick up a guitar yet today.
It happens. I got home yesterday, 10 minutes before Steve from Boston went live. And then as soon as he was done, I came in here and I played for an hour. I was out all day yesterday, so. Charles has a Princeton 650 on the way. Nice. What else have we recently got? Oh, there's going to be a demo out this week on the new release at the end of the month. Yeah, Chris, I'm allowed to show it now, so back off. This is the limited edition. It's going to be through the mailing list only, so sign up if you haven't already. It's kind of Lawrence's take on a fuzz face-ish, I guess. But it's got a bias knob, so it makes it very agreeable. I believe that's why I called it the most agreeable fuzz face circuit I've ever played. And I really like it, so I'll have a demo done. I hope I have it done this week. And it'll be out this week because he said go ahead and release it early. I think the release date on this is September 30th. I don't know how big a run it is. Does not have silent switching, apparently. That's fine. Hey, we got 50 people watching. You said nothing, unbelievable. I know. I'm allowed. Terry Himes. How you doing, my friend? All of my acoustics and Sunny Hollow guitars. I put a sticker up inside with my name, just in the case if they do get stolen. Maybe no one will look in there with a mirror. Probably a waste of my time. No, I like that. Yeah, if you put a decal like on the underside, where I'm just kind of rooting around with the old eyeballs, giving it a gander. I'm not going to see it unless I have, like, say, a mirror. And criminals aren't usually that bright.
Let's be honest, how many people have those little dental mirrors to go ahead and look in there? Oh, I don't.
Yeah, I think I've got a bunch of mirrors on selfie sticks and stuff from working on cars too.
Oh yeah,
Which is more, where did I drop that bolt? That's what those are for. And then you get the old grappling things.
that I can see.
I'll try to find it. John Shane's going to grab a Boss Super Overdrive to remember how it sounds. Great idea, and they're still dirt cheap. I picked one up used. Pick one up used. Go into John. Go into Long and McQuaid. If your Long and McQuaid has half the used gear that mine does, there's always 2 or 3 Super Overdrives in there used. Floop-de-doo used to date a dentist. Nice.
Did dating a dentist make you self-conscious? I'm just curious. My wife's always trying to look at me and try to assess my health and all of that.
You're like, piss off, I'm broken, leave me alone. I'm old and I'm tired, leave me alone. I feel like that at 47. I'm old, I'm tired, leave me alone.
Well, hopefully you don't feel like that when you're 60.
Hey, I just want to make it to 60 first. We'll figure that out when we get there.
It can be done. It can be done.
Yep.
I might actually make it to 61 this year.
Woo! Wouldn't that be fun? Thank you, Terry, for the links and such in the chat. I noticed nobody's using question marks at the beginning, but then again, we're having more comments than questions, so I retract my bitchiness. Is that bitchiness? I don't know. Definitely, she was cool, but I felt the need to be extra thorough. Yep.
No kidding.
Was she the one dentist who didn't recommend sugarless gum?
Oh, unbelievable. I think Knotfest is just south of Des Moines. Actually, I live in DeSoto, which is 20 minutes west of Des Moines.
What's up, Nez says? Dave, I keep forgetting to tell you. I don't know. I know you got that LPD 74 and you're digging it. Did you sign up for the mailing list? He doesn't spam. It's like once or twice a month, but there's a lot of his pedals that are only released exclusively through the mailing list. So that's why I wanted to mention that to you. So I don't want you missing out on stuff like September 30th, the Soleil Fuzz, stuff like that. Also, I got my reverb. We can talk about it on Thursday.
So when's the video coming out on that?
I don't know yet. I haven't decided. Like what I want. I don't want to just throw something together. Like I'm gonna take my time with that one because I think I'm gonna actually write a piece of music around the pedal, which I don't often do. Oh, you got an 87 now as well. Oh, did you now? Did you now? Yeah, they're sweet. Red channel. Jose Modded Marshall. Who doesn't want a Jose Modded Marshall? All I'm saying. Who said they're 59 going on 29? Oh, Guitar Man 45. That makes sense. So what else we got going on? What else is happening?
Oh, well,
Yeah, exactly.
As people may know, a few weeks ago I lost a couple of friends. Just take this time and say, stay in touch with people that you care about because you never know what's going to happen.
So true. Funny you mentioned that. A buddy of mine who I haven't talked to, like, I don't know, we text each other, every 6 months, we'll say, because he's out on the West Coast, out in Vancouver area. Who actually lives in Vancouver or can afford to live in Vancouver, right? My West Coast people. So, but he's actually in the area for a couple of days. So I said, well, I'm intermittently busy this week, but hit me up because if you come into town, hit me up, if I'm available, I definitely want to go hang out. And he and we used to hang out in the early 90s. He moved out to BC in the mid 90s. and we reconnected a couple of years ago. And when he's in the area, we'll connect. So it's really cool.
Yeah,
Hell of a bass player.
I've been in touch with a couple of guys I was in the Marine Corps with when I was stationed in Hawaii. This is funny. You ever seen that guy, that old, tall, skinny, goofy-looking guy that wears baseball hats, like goes out and dances around at baseball games and stuff?
Yes.
Wears his hat to the side. Well, anyway, he posted this thing that says, all you people that wear your hats other than the way it was intended to be put on your head with the bill in the front and all of that, I just don't get it. And then he says, well, the next rant is going to be about old men with long hair and ponytails. So I just put back there, oh, great. So I'm going to be on your next rant. And he goes, oh, no. You're okay. You're a musician. So it's okay because I play guitar to have long hair.
Yeah. Why is his hair so long? He plays guitar. Oh.
And this is the funny thing is him and I, and there were a big group of us, we used to go out and drive around the island and smoke pot and drink beer and do acid and all this stuff. He gets out of the Marine Corps and becomes a career cop. I didn't get that. I did not get that. Give up one uniform to go sit in another.
That one coming. Crazy.
But he's retired with a pension and he's happy, so more power to him, I guess.
Dave says that's why my hair is long. Yeah, I've seen you shirtless, Dave. I've seen you shirtless.
It's got some hair growing on.
Wear that sweater vest 24/7. I know. There's an LPD 68 older one on eBay. Really? I have one of the last ones I ever made with the old script and such.
You see Scott Brockaway? How come the 80s chicks don't have big bangs anymore? What was that hairspray?
Aquanet?
Yeah. Not Aquanet, I think.
Yeah, well, certain hairstyles we don't need to bring back, I guess. Some young rapper will do it or something, and then it'll be popular.
Yeah,
again. Who knows?
Somebody will bring back the mullet one of these days, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Friend retired from the army, went to culinary school, and now he bakes cakes. Talk about a cool career change. Michael Gross says, sure. Scott Brockway is a vote for mullets.
Especially if he's in a legal state.
Cheers to you, Ricky. Have a good one. And Unfucking Believable's got a head out as well. See ya. Yeah, the Patty Duke look. Yep, pretty much. That'd be all my high school yearbooks. Which transitioned into the 90210 years. Yeah, that's when I was in high school.
Was that the late 80s, early 90s? Was that?
Literally, yeah.
I don't know. By that time, I was in my 30s, and I guess I couldn't grasp it.
The gray hair doesn't take to styling like it did 490 years ago. Or 40, sure. Or 490. Either way. Nice. We got 44 people watching. We're going to go for a little while yet, folks. Just saying. Remember Vinnie Vincent's hair? Yeah, the cameraman would have to zoom out to fit it all in. Rat tails and parachute pants. I had a rat tail. Yep.
I had neither, actually.
Yeah, I went to I went to the hairstylist Randy, and I said, "Give me the Corey Hart, but keep a rat tail in the back." So I had the Corey Hart spiked hair because spiked hair was cool, and that was like 84, 85, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And then because I hadn't had a haircut in a while, and then I was still able to have a rat tail about 4 or 5 inches long too. So I was like, "Give me a rat tail." That didn't last long. That was lasted one haircut. Of course, we didn't call it mullets back in the day here. It was just known as hockey hair.
Hockey hair. Well, that's
Because every hockey player had the short hair because so it wouldn't hang in your eyes and stuff, you know, wearing a helmet, but they still wanted long hair, so they'd have the hair at the back.
oh, it makes sense if you're doing it for your job. Maybe that's how it all started. I don't know.
Billy Baloney had a rat tail. It says hard to let go of the long hair.
Yeah,
Search 581 says I had a spectacular cotton candy Roger Daltrey perm. Nice.
You know, back in the day, I actually considered getting a perm. Right when Peter Frampton came out, I'd actually considered doing that at that point.
Hey, I considered it a couple of years ago. It wouldn't be that because I got so much hair that I could actually have long curly hair still. So. Mahogany rocked the John Denver cereal bowl cut. Nice. Scott Brockway, long mop, cousin it style. Yep.
No, but did he wear the granny glasses?
Hey, Dave Lewis. Michael Crow says my hair was down in my face, so getting a mullet was considered respectable. Sure. I remember what would be mid to late 90s, I want to say. I went to a wedding and my cousin showed up and he had like shoulder length, perfectly straight hair like I have, but he had the Bruce Dickinson bangs still. I'm like,
see,
no dude should have bangs.
I'm telling you.
Yep. I was like, Iron Maiden fan, perhaps? Nope. Dave's been watching, but just signed in. Awesome. As you grow older, time goes fast forward. It seems that way, doesn't it, Blackjack? Hobo Roadie's here. I went for the John Provost look, then the Tony Curtis thing. Nice. Now, is that Tony Curtis pompadour or Tony Curtis hairpiece, which is like the William Shatner, TJ Hooker permed toupee?
Oh, come on. Bill Shatner didn't wear a hairpiece.
No. That's true, Mojo67. The Beatles really kicked off the hairstyling thing. Part of that was crew cuts or flat tops. Pretty much.
I had both crew cuts and flat tops. My grandfather used to cut my hair, and I moved around one time and he was cutting my hair, and he smacked my head with the clippers and he shaved my head. In the dead of winter, when I had to walk like 10 blocks to school. And then when you're 7 or 8 years old and you show up with no hair, kids give you grief.
Oh, yeah. I have rocked a pompadour on occasion myself, Scott Brockway.
I think I did it for Halloween once.
Again, I was in high school during the 90210 years, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I went preppy for a year. So I was like, yeah, I could do that in between thing. You know what? You grow some sideburns and start rocking a pompadour. I'm like, I'm already into rockabilly. I can do that. You know, I thought that was cool before 90210 came out.
Well, when did the Stray Cats come out? That was in the 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah, I would say around 83, 84, yeah. They broke.
Pompadour would have been cool back then.
Yep. There's a few people that, and then of course by the 2000s with the whole car culture thing, everybody looked like members of Stray Cats. They all had huge pompadours, lots of tattoos, which wasn't really a car culture thing back in the day.
Sleeveless t-shirts.
Yeah.
With the sides cut way down to your belt.
Milt says only a year. Yeah, I only went preppy for maybe a year. I had the pompadour more than a year, but I didn't. Kind of went back to the black t-shirts after a while. The Clash had them too. Exactly.
I went with the golf shirts
started cutting my hair shorter in the mid-90s. I think a lot of people did. A lot of people started going shorter hair in the mid-90s, so by the 2000s it was short. And I hear
Yeah.
you, Terry Himes.
In the 90s, I was probably going real close to a military type haircut through the
Oh,
90s.
dear Lord. So Tom went out and bought 4 more pairs of black pants today. Sure. Okay. Scott Brockway says, so my usual burning question, any new pedals? Yeah, I showed it off. I've been on an LPD kick as of late. That one.
Oh.
And then a few weeks prior to that, I got that one.
And mine is the dark side.
Yep.
And then the Boss Reverb.
Hopefully I can get up to Coburg this week so I can return this to Chris.
Well, don't you need to hit the bakery for sourdough again?
Well, that too. You know, I might get some different bread, not necessarily sourdough. I do love my sourdough, but
why not get sourdough and another kind of bread?
Well, we could do that. Or I've been following their Instagram, and they've been on a bit of a pie kick, Randy. So I might have to pick up a pie. They do a different pie every week.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I did a mixed berry one this week that looked just off the chain. I'm like, mixed berries? Because you know that's going to be good because you're going to mix the berries accordingly for optimum taste.
Sure.
So I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I want it, and I want it now. See? Yep, exactly. Chris says, we have pie.
Oh, and then Scott was asking how the dark side sounds. I really like it. I'm still playing around with it to find my settings on it, but you can do a blend between rotary and flange, and then on the other side you can do phase and then univibe. And then it has a reverb in the middle and the toggle switch, and you can blend all those together. Sometimes it's almost like option paralysis, but I'm still working through it.
Sure. Well, and that's the thing. It is a bit of a workstation more than just a pedal.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. Guitar Man 45 says, if I could, I would grow my hair back a little shy up top. I'm like, yeah, but when you get older, you can get away with the skullet. Because if you're one of those old dudes that's just got the old ring of gray tied back in a ponytail, then you just look like some old hippie dude. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, that's what I'm going for.
Tom could do that. He just has to go grayer. He's not gray enough yet. You're getting there, Tom. You're getting there. Or you just wear a hat or a toque.
See you later, Tom.
See you, Tom. Tom's probably got to get ready for Halenville later tonight. Just saying.
So Dave Lewis said he got the new Boss synth pedal. I've never played with that one.
I tried one of their synth pedals. It's a bit much for me.
That's where you get a keyboard player, if you ask me.
I really would like to play with a keyboard player at some point. That's one thing I haven't done. Milt says, when I stopped in at the bakery, yeah, he was there a couple of weeks ago. They had so many different types of pies. Yep, lemon squares. I'm going to get a pie and a loaf of bread. With reviews to follow. And the reviews will be on the regular channel here because I think we're going to do something with the bakery. Because we always talk about food. Randy, we tune in a lot. We talk about food damn near every week.
Oh, yeah.
So why not do some food reviews?
Why not?
Just saying.
So you're going to be doing food reviews of restaurants or foods that you find a recipe for or what?
No, stuff from the Millstone Bakery.
Oh.
Try their entire product line sooner or later.
Well, why not?
That's what I'm thinking. Mike asks, anybody use the Boss 1180 in the early 2000s? I did not.
Unfortunately, I wasn't playing guitar then.
Okay, first of all, I'm surprised BC Rich has heard of Max Webster, let alone enough to speak commentary on their album covers. And you're right, BC. You're right.
Well, did you ever watch that Sea of Tranquility? With Pete Pardo and Martin Popoff?
I think I've seen some of those.
Okay, they were talking about Max Webster. What a while back, and then I saw this thing that Terry had posted a few weeks back on Canadian bands from the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Right.
And Max Webster was one of them that came up on that documentary. I haven't checked them out yet, but they're kind of up my alley, with the prog rock and all that.
They got some straight ahead rock and roll hits, and then they got some weird stuff. Yep. And then there's one song where Battle Scar, it's them and Rush at the same time playing.
Oh, that'd be cool.
It's heavy. It's very heavy. Hey, thanks, Hit Metalworks. Hey, Robot Master Switch. Zach will be in Belleville tomorrow. Coming to Bell Vegas. Greens and guitars. I like that because we can talk about guitar greens as well as cereal greens, which are edible greens. I can do that, Chris. I can do that. I have some bread ideas. I'll give you a day's notice regardless. So that gives you time to bake. I know how it works.
Yeah, BC Rich said he had a
okay.
Canadian band obsession.
Saga, Helix, Triumph, Red Rider, Rush, sure.
I'm familiar with all of them, but Helix. I haven't heard Helix before.
Canadian metal band. Their big hit was Rock You. It had some traction in the U.S., but then they had a few other, like Heavy Metal Love. What else? Others, I don't know. Guitar Man 45 seen Max Webster a few times with Rush. Sure, yeah, they used to tour together a lot. Whatever happened to Teenage Head? I don't know. Exactly, Chris. I was waiting for a Canadian to chat. Give me an R, O, C, K. I'm not. No, I won't say anymore. Look up Heavy Metal Love. Yeah, that's a great track. Actually, that's a very catchy track. Yes, that's exactly why you hear Saga when you go to Quebec.
Right after I got out of the Marine Corps, I went to a concert, which was girls' school in Saga, and then Quiet Riot.
Nice.
I went to the concert to see Saga. I didn't care about the other two because I had that Quiet Riot album, and I just wasn't overly impressed with it. Other than the one, "Come On, Feel the Noise," which was a cover.
Right. John Shane says, "Idolize Canadian." I am not sure on that. That I do not know.
So isn't Anvil from Toronto?
Mm-hmm. Anvil, in fact, Randy, just wrapped up recording their latest album in Germany. They were over in Germany for 5 weeks recording their latest album and just got back home at the end of last week.
Are they making any traction at all?
No.
Yeah.
Same as they were a few years ago. They're a gigging band,
Well,
I guess.
They said was long enough to get a documentary done on them.
Yep. Yeah, they're just still, they're playing clubs and bars. They've got a following in Europe. They've got a following in North America. And why not go out there? They're playing the same circuit, with the exception of fly-in dates. Like your festival type things, because U.S. has that much more population, so you can get the festivals. But like in Canada, Anvil plays the same clubs Faster Pussycat plays at, for instance, which is the same clubs I was playing at. So, but the difference is you pay $5 to see my band headline, or you pay $30 to see Faster Pussycat or Anvil headline. What's up, Jay? 708 in the house. But yeah. Come to think of it, I know because they do American. I'm friends on Facebook with Lips and Rob from Anvil, Lips isn't very active on Facebook, but Rob is, and so I just saw that, doing the old. He did a post, wrapped up recording over in Germany. I went, oh, that's cool. They're not recording at home, so they're doing that, Randy. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, well, that's good news.
So, yeah, it's like maybe they have. I don't know. Maybe they have a European label deal over there. I don't know.
Well, hope they do.
Yeah, I wish
them well. Working at it a long time. They deserve it.
Yeah, I got to open for them, and obviously stuck around to watch them play, and it was a hell of a show. Loud.
Yeah, it looked like they were in that video. It looked like they were really good, and it seemed like they kept getting to the cusp and just getting right there, and something happened.
Yep. John asked, "Is there even a Canadian circuit anymore?" Not really, other than, I don't know, like the handful of rooms that are still around, like the difference is there's less, there's a lot more longer drives, put it that way, because, where you used to be able to pick up 2 or 3 smaller, good sized club shows in smaller towns to get you between 2 major cities. Those aren't there anymore, but, you still got the Commodore Ballroom in Vancouver. You still got, your Elma Combos, your Horseshoe Taverns in Toronto. You still got, I don't know, what the hell is it in Montreal? Yeah, really. Can't remember where they go.
Yeah, as far as in Iowa,
yeah, they played Belleville. Kingston, they usually play at Overtime Sports Bar, which is where I play. And it's only, I don't know, it seats a few hundred people, I guess. It's fairly big.
Well, here in Iowa, we have a couple of places that are really nice to see concerts at. One is the Surf Ballroom for historic reasons, of course. And then here in Des Moines, we have Hoyt Sherman, who I've seen. Buddy Guy. I went and saw the Steve Vai thing with Betancourt and Zach Wilde and Tosin Abasi, and then Yngwie Malmsteen was there too. I was not that impressed with Yngwie Malmsteen, to be quite honest with you.
Me neither. Basement Guitar Superstar says, doesn't Aldo Nova live somewhere in your neck of the woods? I think originally he's from Montreal. I don't know where he's living these days. Montreal's about a 4-hour drive for me.
You have to brush up on your French when you go to Montreal, don't you?
Nah. Montreal's like a English haven within Quebec kind of thing. Like a lot of bilingual, and most English-speaking Quebecers live in and around Montreal. Oof. Yeah, imagine that symmetry. 5440 playing for 3 nights there. Imagine that. That's like their home. That's their home bar or their home venue, right? How many times has 5440 played the Commodore? Like 1 million? I don't know. It's a joke for Vancouver people or Canadian music scene people. Kim Mitchell is Canada's SRV. I would not say that, Blackjack Guitar. I'd say Colin James would be Canada's SRV. Myself. Kim Mitchell is a great player, though. I don't know. Kim Mitchell, for a while there, I thought he was Canada's Frank Zappa with some of the stuff they were coming out with.
I don't know. I mean, one of my favorites, Canada, it's Frank Marino, Mahogany Rush.
Sure. Zach mentions, because he's from the Schwa, Darren James Smith, who is the drummer from Harem Scarum, also singer for Red Dragon Cartel, Jakey Lee's band. Yeah, he does an open mic every Wednesday at, Zach, was it the Diesel Room? The Atria. It's 2 bars in 1. He's been doing, I think they moved it there this year. Before that, he was doing it like at Kelsey's. Jeff Healy, yeah, he could be another nod towards SRV.
6 Degrees of Separation.
Philip Stace might be Canadian as well, Buzz. You might be right on that.
6 Degrees of Separation. My friend in Phoenix is playing with Greg Chasen, who was in the Red Dragon Cartel with Jake.
Right.
So that's my 6 Degrees of Separation right there.
I just remember going to see, what was the name of the band? Automan.ca. First band ever with a website for a name. Okay, which is Daryl Miller, the drummer from Killer Dwarves. He was fronting that band. Ironically enough, two drummers from Oshawa, Darren James Smith and Daryl, both drummers for 80s rock bands that had some success, but are both excellent singers as well and have fronted bands. And they're both from Oshawa. Sure. Town of like 100, 200,000 people. So I'm standing there, waiting for Daryl to come on. And Darren comes out, because I guess he was backstage hanging with Daryl or whatever. And he's standing next to me. And we're looking at each other like we know each other. And I'm like, all right, I'm like, this is going to bug me. I'm like, have we met? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, I'm thinking the same thing. And I think it was also because we were older than a lot of the crowd that was there for whatever reason. It was a surprising young, skewed crowd. And I'm like, all right, who do you play with? And he goes, Harum Scarum. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sakes, Darren. He's like, yep. I'm like, okay. I was like, damn it. But it was one of those, because I was playing so many, or going to so many, I wasn't playing at that time, I was doing sound, but going to so many indie shows up and down, this region, and Oshawa is only an hour up the highway, that I'm like thinking, I must have done sound for you at some point. And he's like, what do you do? And I'm like, I do sound. He goes, well, maybe you did sound for me, blah, blah. I'm like, well, maybe. I don't know. But we figured, like, bound to run into each other in a sense. And I was just like, you look familiar. And he's like, yeah, you look familiar. I don't know. We laughed.
Oh, just another Canadian connection here. When I was in Honolulu, I went to a show that was Triumph, April Wine, and Loverboy.
That's
Early
a nice
80s.
lineup of Canadian talent.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the guitar player from
Triumph?
No, the last Loverboy. I just thought he was a really good guitar player. Wasn't a big fan of the singer, but I like the guitar player.
Yeah, he's a great player. Paul Dean. Been around a couple bands. He was in a couple of good Canadian bands.
And I just remember that show, and at that point, and this was odd, April Wine's drummer had his head shaved. Yep. I just found that odd at that time frame.
Jerry Mercer. Yeah, he rocked the shaved head forever.
Great drummer.
Yeah, I got to see him. I think he played the first time I saw April Wine in 2006. He was still with the band, and he had left the band not so long after. He was living in Kingston, actually, which is just down the road from me now. Was an hour down the road because I remember talking to somebody, and their kid was getting drum lessons from him. I'm like, are you shitting me? Like, you can get drum lessons from the drummer from April Wine? And he did it as much to keep busy as anything else.
Well, why not? I mean, Paul Gilbert's out there doing, giving lessons online.
Sure.
He wants to impart what he knows. Why not?
Yep. I've reached out to a couple members of April Wine about coming on the show, but they never want to respond. I'd love to do it. I'd love to have Brian Greenway or, Miles Goodwin would be great, obviously.
Yeah, and thing behind me. Oh, that's just a shelf. And it's got a friend of mine plays in a band, and I saw him out one night, and he was wearing this pirate's hat. And jokingly, I says, oh, man, I got to have that hat. So the next time he came out, he gave it to me. But that's just sitting on top of a big wine glass. It's where I keep my picks. If you want to see it, I can grab it. But I don't think I've shown this one on here yet. The G&L Fallout.
Very nice.
And that's got the P90 in the neck and a humbucker in the bridge, which is really, I love that guitar too. Of course, love them all. Yeah, this is just a hat. Just a costume hat, not a really nice one. Then I have golf balls and picks in this one. I've never attempted to drink out of this.
Nice. I was going to say, that'd be a great pick holder.
Oh, yeah. I put a few golf balls in there, too. Some commemorative ones. Ones from trips and stuff that I picked up. And then this picture, this poster, my brother-in-law got that from me. Some print of a apparently relatively famous guitar. I don't know.
Scrolling back here, I'm trying to find a photo for Zach in the chat. I'll get there eventually. Talk amongst yourselves. My God, I did a lot of press photos back in the day. Or just got tagged in a lot from gigs. One or the other.
Isn't Rick Emmett working as in a music school now?
Rick Emmett co-owns Metalworks Studios with the other members of Triumph, which also has Metalworks Institute, which is audio engineer school. All right.
It's a bobblehead on Randy's desk.
What's that? Okay, keep loading. I know I'm within 3 years on the timeline here. All right, see you, Chris. Have a good night, my friend.
Dave Lewis is asking how many bottles of wine. Never tried to put wine in it, but just from the sheer size of it, I think probably close to 2 bottles of wine that would hold.
Getting there. Okay, and now oh, there we are. Zach had mentioned a guitar, one of the main guitar players from the Killer Dwarfs, Mike Hall, hell of a guitar player. There's myself, Mike Hall, and Howard Ross, another hell of a blues player out of the similar area. And he and Mike were doing a show together locally, and I was there checking it out. Well, there we are then. We're going to go for a few more minutes here, folks. So if you have any last minute comments, we'll get them in here. I keep my picks all over the house. My wife says, I leave all my picks up on my amp or in the pick bowl, and there's a few on the desk here. Mine are all, I can do a line. Is there any on the floor between there and there? Nope. I must have picked them up.
They go in my pockets. My picks go in my pockets. They go on my coffee table, on the end table, on the dining room table, on the counters in the kitchen, wherever I happen to set it down after I've been playing. In the dryer. I find a lot of picks in the dryer.
Well, I should mention coming up this week, well, we still got 39 people in here. Canucks with Guitars tomorrow night with Bent Tom, Terry, and myself. NAS Canucks lunchtime show with Cousin Doug on Tuesday, those who watch both channels. Demos this week, maybe a workbench video this week. And then next Sunday, I think we may be doing a community hang next Sunday. I think that's what's scheduled.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
What are you going to have?
I don't know. I'll leave that up to you guys. So if you want to come in next week, hit me up, the digitals. Maybe Brad Guitar Miller will come on because we got a contest to announce. If you're a patron or a channel member, you know that. We have a contest to announce at some point. So we got to hit that up at some point. Hip Metalworks says, pick me. We could. Hit me up with an email. Scott Brockway says, Scott, have you got a little more bandwidth? And you saw you were on a couple weeks ago. We had some issues the last time. Oh, we haven't had Hip Metalworks on before.
At least it wasn't user error like with me earlier.
John,
we barely made it
up. Carry picks in your pocket unless you're going to a guitar store or a jam. I don't know. Same reason I carried a condom in my wallet for years, just in case. Always be prepared. I carry
golf keys in my pocket too. Just you never know when you're going to need them.
Always carry a lighter too, because you're not a real man unless you can make fire.
And you're not a real lazy man unless you carry a lighter.
I didn't think I was a manly man. Just man. Scott, once you get the webcam, then we'll definitely do it. How about that? Because it'll be a good test. Sure. I don't know. I usually have some picks in my wallet, but I don't always carry my wallet. So I runked left when we went down to Ardens to do that store tour. I totally forgot to even bring a pick.
I always carry one because I never know when I'm going to see a guitar that I might want to play.
Yeah. I was in a bit of a rush, so I totally forgot and flaked. Oh, excuse me.
So I picked up one of those thumb picks, not the Black Mountains. I have those too. But just one of those little plastic wraparound thumb picks.
Sure. Like a D'Addario.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of digging it.
I've messed around with them a bit.
But
revisit that again too.
If you're just playing straight rhythm, though, I don't really see the need for them. But if you're doing any finger picking, then
in the sense that it's harder to drop, I think.
Well, there's that, but I just haven't gotten used to them yet. I've only had it for about a week or so, so I haven't really gotten used to. You know, when I do my upstrums, I kind of dig a little deep with them for some reason.
That's the problem when I tried finger picks. Nobody uses finger picks anymore, but the folkies would use them, like a steel player would, which is like thumb picks on your fingers as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like always grabbing, and I'm like, I don't know how you use these things. It's just weird. So
I would think that I would end up breaking a lot of strings if I tried to use those metal ones.
There we go. There's even a gear-related question to end the night on. How about that? How important are high-quality cables? Who makes the best cables? Hoses are pretty good. People like Mugami. I don't know. I didn't really have a problem with the Fender cables until they got rid of the lifetime warranty.
Well, I have Fender cables.
I don't know. I'm afraid to try really good cables because then I can't go back. It's like buying Lawrence pedals. Damn you, Lawrence. But
I've got like a 30-foot monster cable.
Planet Waves, I think. What's this? The D'Addario. They got the molded ends. I don't like molded ends. I really don't like that because if I get a break in the cable, I like metal ends so I can resolder it and just have a shorter, good cable again. But these used to all have lifetime warranties too, so it didn't matter. I just take it and like throw it on the counter. Give me a new one. You didn't need a receipt or anything. As long as you can read on the cable. Oh yeah, guaranteed. Yeah, as long as hey, yeah, folks. Here's a Midas tip of the week because I haven't done it. Take a piece of clear tape, like Scotch tape, Randy. You're going to want to tape up at least 1.0. You can't read it, but that's where it says guaranteed for life, we'll say. Because a lot of music stores, if you can't read that anymore, they won't replace your cable because they go, oh, it's one of the crappier cables. It's not guaranteed for life. But if they can read that, then they have to replace it.
Yeah.
Although I don't even know if these guys do guaranteed for life anymore. I don't even know if D'Addario does guaranteed for life anymore, because they might go, well, they don't do guaranteed for life anymore. I'm like, well, don't be a dick. You stand by it. You sold me a guaranteed for life. So they get to like raise a ruckus and possibly get banned from a store. So there's that. That's why I don't like molded ends. See, I get banned from a store.
I think it was Phil McKnight, but he had been using cables where when you plug them in, they don't engage until you get them completely locked in. When you pull them out, then it basically turns it off so you don't get that buzz or that click from the amp when you pull it out.
This one is a Planet Waves by Nutrink that I've used. Oh, Christ. I bought this with One Day to Live. So I've been using this cable for 7 or 8 years, at least. Never had a problem with it. It's my longest serving cable. And I've used it. This was my small stage cable if I wasn't wireless. So, and who makes that? Yeah, that was a Planet Waves by Nutrink. But I don't even know do they even still make them? And it's got kind of a metal end on her. Yeah,
I haven't seen them around in a while.
Yeah. But Fender cables lasted 3 years, Randy. 3 years and they break. And they don't guarantee them anymore for life. So my last one broke, and that's the last one I got. Because I won't buy them anymore. I'm off Fender. Sorry, Fender. You lost me as a customer on that one. Because why would I buy a cable?
You're not really sorry.
Well, come on, Cable A at $20, we'll say. Guaranteed for life. Fender cable, $19, not guaranteed for life. And I know it's going to last 3 years.
I've been seeing some cables, professional music, that Gibson are making. Then they have that, I guess it's supposed to be like the Jimi Hendrix coiled cable. 30-footer.
Those are the ones, Robot Master, which they're custom shop cables. Yeah, went up after 5 months, but they used to be guaranteed for life. So sure, it's a hassle that your cable breaks, but who cares? Because you just toss it on the counter, and they always carried them in stock, so you just got another one. Bob's your uncle, but yeah, the braided nylons, yeah, like those ones I dig. I still have one left. I like the braided cables because they look cool. They suck on stage though, Randy, if you have sloppy drinkers on stage with you, because you don't want the rubberized, it drags through the beer, no big deal. You can just wipe it down. But these, they start to stink after a while.
Well, yeah.
And this one's slightly, I gotta get a new, this still works, but that ain't right. That is not right. That is not factory. So.
Has it always been that way?
No. I think that was me running around on stage thinking I was wireless, and I wasn't, clearly. So this one's due to be cut, shortened. Just put a different jack on it.
Yeah, I've got a downerless wireless unit, which I had to have, and now I never use it.
All right. Well, we're still going. Taylor Fifth 315 asked, Ben, when you play live, used to play live. I haven't in a couple of years. Actually, when did I stop? 2019. Yeah, I stopped playing. And then COVID and stuff. So, but the last I had a fairly extensive pedal board that changed periodically. I was playing cover tunes. So, like I had a Digitech Screamin' Blues. I remember for my low gain. Retro Harmonics Crayon, my medium dirt, and then a revolving door for high dirt for a couple of songs, like literally a couple of songs, and then Keeley compressor, MXR 395, a chorus of some kind, which usually I think it was a mod tone I used for a lot of that mod tone aqua chorus, which was like a CE2, carbon copy. MXR carbon copy for a delay for my analog, and then I also had the Boss DD3 for digital delay stuff. Played through the Fender Blues Deluxe right there. And then prior to that, I played in a metal band where I played. Well, you can't see it. Oh, kind of. Yeah, there's a Fender amp right there.
Thanks, Robot Master Switch.
See, Matt? Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I'll have one of those to wrap things up too. Sweet. With that, I was pushing that with an MXR full bore metal because I was playing heavy. I was playing drop C. So, and that I used a Boss CE2 until I got the Aqua Chorus. What else did I use in that band? My Crybaby Wah for literally one effect on one song that I could have done a tremolo with. Like I did a very fast wah. No, we don't need your webcams. I'm already doing a webcam show, Bubbaloo. Bye-bye. Terry, sick him. Or any other mod. Sick him. Somebody's asleep at the wheel. Maybe he's already timed out, but it's still coming through the StreamYard chat. I don't know. See, my YouTube chat's just frozen. Perfect.
Wow.
Oh, somebody got him. Terry got him. Just as I was about to do it, Terry got him. Yeah. Bye, loser. Anyways. All he did was help my algorithm by putting a bunch of comments in there. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's that bakery channel, Robot Master Switch. So, what else did I use? MXR carbon copy in that. Noise gate. Haha, yeah, I ran noise gate. What was I running? Behringer noise gate because it was cheap and it worked. Guitars. In One Day to Live, which was the heavy band, I played Epiphone Les Pauls a lot. And a variety of. Oh, and I played the an Axel Badwater 1216, which my ex owned. And I borrowed it because it had hand wound pickups and they sounded nice.
Now, did you put your amp on a stand or did you set it on the floor?
On the floor, tilt back. Usually I have a little tilt back harness so I could hear it.
Uh-huh.
If it was just sitting on the floor, it was too low. Plus that way too, I could crank it up and it would be up towards the ceiling and it wouldn't drown out the first few rows. And then in the Honey Badger outfit, the cover band, I played all kinds of guitars. Like literally, that was the question every week. Because Randy, you've been around China long enough. You know Richie was best friend and co-guitar player in the Honey Badger outfit. He and I both had a variety of guitars. So he's like, I'm bringing Strats to the gig. I'm like, all right, I'll bring Humbucker. They all play Les Paul. Right. Or my Humbucker Telly, which was my number one by that time. Or he's like, I'm going to play... he had an Ibanez hollow body. He was into jazz box. He was playing for a while. I'm like, all right, well, I'll play a Telly because it'll be thin to offset that. So we always go back and forth. In that band, I literally played Epiphone Les Paul because I'm looking at him. BC Rich Mockingbird for fun. Why not? My Kramer came out. All my Tellys. My signature guitar. Did not use the Strat. Didn't own the Gretsch. The Chibson came out a few times for if I need a Les Paul. Yep.
So is that Chibson stock at all, or is there anything left in it with stock?
Still has the original nut because I'm too lazy to change it. And it has the original wiring, like the pots, switch, and wiring. But I've replaced the pickups, replaced the tuners, replaced the knobs. Because why not? Hey, Lawrence.
You know, I got one of those back in '83. I got one of those Ibanez lawsuit guitars.
Sure.
A black Les Paul custom.
There we go. For those who were wondering about the guitar we were talking about. And I love the mixture of silver and gold hardware because I know that just drives some people up the wall.
You know, start a debate here.
That's not bad. That's perfectly in tune. I haven't played this in a while.
Pick guards on a Les Paul.
Yes.
Are you for them or against them?
For them. Well, actually, there's 3 answers, right? For, against, and then there's the sometimes. Yeah, like people might like it on this because it's white, with the black guard, but they wouldn't want it on, say, a burst. I like them on all of them, regardless of finish.
Oh, me too. I mean, and to me, they just look different. They don't really look like a Les Paul without that pick guard on it.
I didn't use that amp in the Honey Badger outfit, Mark. I stopped using that amp when I was in rehearsals for Smile Harder. I got the Blues Deluxe by the time we formed the Honey Badger outfit. But yeah, I did bring a lot of guitar, and usually at least 3. I had a main, a backup, and then 1 for slide. Charles says, you know how I feel about pick guards. I do. Dan says no pick guard for his. Wow, I can't believe that.
Maybe it's just because when I was young, I seen all these guitar players playing Les Pauls, and they always had the pick guard on them. So to me, they just look different.
Yeah.
Without it.
I was just laughing. I was thinking how fluid actually my pedal board was, even like in the Honey Badger outfit days. Because I swear, between Richie and I, the gear junkies that we are, we could play 3 out of 4 weekends in a month. Mark would help us load in, and he'd look down, and there was either a new guitar between the 2 of us, or at least 1 or 2 pedals swapped out on either of our pedal boards. Because for a while there, he was running 2 pedal boards, and I was running 1. So there was a lot of effects used in that band. Hey, George. So, as we wrap things up here, everyone should go check out Halenville at the top of the hour, please. Hey, Leo. Definitely check them out. Halenville with Fruitcake Tony, Bent Tom, right? Charles Green's over there. Others, rotating cast of characters and ne'er-do-wells. Yep. Any parting words, Randy, on this hang that we had, which has been a great old time?
Well, first and foremost, play more guitar. Yeah, and just go back what I mentioned earlier. Stay in touch with the people you care with, that you care about.
Well said. Well said. I couldn't agree more. So definitely, folks, yes, check out Halenville over on Fruitcake Tony's channel coming up about now. And I will be back tomorrow right here at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific with Connects with Guitars, myself, Bent Tom, and Terry's 531 Gs. We'll be doing Q&A. I guess new pedal day, kind of. Sure. What else? Other stuff happening? I don't know. We'll make it up as we go. Hey, Lawrence, thank you very much, my friend. We're at the end. A super sticker. Well, we got to bring up the YouTube chat so I can see what the sticker is. Take full effect. Leveling up. I dig it, buddy. I dig it. So, as always, thanks everybody that tuned in. Again, if you're new, please subscribe. Consider becoming a channel member or a patron. It really helps us out. Oh, me, a lot. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with Connects with Guitars. Be good, be well. Thanks everybody that tuned in. Thanks anybody that donated. Thanks to the mod squad, which is basically Terry. There's other mods in here intermittently, and there's a mod. I think you're a mod, Randy, and you were busy here, so.
I'm not a mod.
Oh, thought you were. I don't know.
No. Sometimes I don't know when I'm going to be there, so I don't want to commit to anything like that.
This is true.
If I'm going to commit, I want to be there and do it. So.
There we go. See, my sister just slides in at the end. She's like, "Oh, I was here the whole time. I was just busy." No, it's just having family night. So, awesome. I agree, Mark. Yeah, it was a fun, awesome show. And thanks again, everybody that tuned in. As always, hold those doors open. Let that lady in ahead of you in traffic. Do good things, and good things will happen to you. Why? Doug's wife's real. Yep, I know. I spent 2 weeks in a trailer with her. Yep. Cheers. Rock on. Be well. Be safe.
Thanks for watching.
Litter. Don't litter. And did we get Dale at the end? Maybe we'll get Dale at the end during the outro. I don't know. He lurks until the end. That's why it's called Dale at the end. Don't let her.